Welcome to season 2 of Figure It Out. Technically, it wasn't a planned season 2. It just so happened that I was figuring stuff out on my own, figuring it out on my own for the last couple of months. But a lot of you texted me that, oh, did you shut your podcast? Aren't you doing any more episodes? So, yeah, that was motivating enough for me to restart it. And I thought, why not restart it with someone who helped me figure the name out for my podcast, Arnab. Hi, welcome back to the show. So Arnab, firstly, I remember when we were talking about starting this, driving back from Worli to Powai.
Absolutely.
And I thought, let's do this. And you thought, why not name this Figure It Out? I said, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. I know what you do. People don't. So,
Yeah.
do you want to start, what do you do professionally? And then we'll take it all from there.
Sure. Absolutely. And like before I do that, I mean, it's great to be finally doing this. I mean, I know how much we talked about it.
I think we spoke about right from the first time that
Absolutely. It's been one thing after the other, as you said, figuring things out on our own ends.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell everyone a little bit about myself.
Yeah.
So I am short elevator pitch. I am a storyteller by profession. So if anyone has a story to be told, I want to be the person bringing that story to the people. Now, how does that translate to the job world? I have been a journalist. I have been a content marketer at an e-commerce company. I have been a content marketer at brand level. Basically, if you want to create content in any form whatsoever, my own specialty is writing, but I sort of love the act of bringing a story to the people.
Right.
So broadly, that is what I do. Specifically, I'm a content marketer.
So you're one of those very few lucky people who has turned his passion into profession.
Correct. I mean, to give you a little bit of a background, I, like many other people in the country, started off as a software engineer. No offense to anyone who enjoys it. I didn't. I generally consider that period of my life as the chance to figure out what I really want to do.
Right. We all have the transition phase where we go through certain things and then we figure out, okay, yeah, this is not what I want to do.
Correct. And you know how the education system, unfortunately, in India is that it tends to basically box you into some binaries. Either do this or do that. When before you realize that choice has been made for you. I am not saying I was forced into this, but I was also not informed adequately of the options available. You know how it is, engineering, medical, blah blah. That's it.
Absolutely. I think especially when we were in college, we barely knew what the courses are, and right now with I think internet, Twitter, and other resources available to people, there are so many opportunities available to people, and there's so many different courses. I don't even know what people are studying anymore.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's easy to speculate, but I think if I were to make the same choice today, as you rightly said, not only would I know what options are available, I would be able to think in directions I wouldn't even imagine back then.
Right.
Rather, even back then I would think, okay, I want to be a writer.
Yeah.
How? What do I write? Do I write books? Do I write scripts? Now there are so many options available.
I think it's just maybe me, but I personally also have seen that there are highly specialized courses.
Yeah.
I don't know what your opinion is on that, but I think that they kind of again box you into only that particular field, and they don't. Since you were a software engineer, you were also exposed to other things, and maybe that's where you figured it out that okay, you don't want to do this, but you want to do something else. Here, I think with such highly specialized fields, people are not able to broaden their horizon, and they're only like, okay, with blinders attached, okay, this is the only thing that I have to do.
Correct. You've actually touched on something very relevant for me, because see, as I was actually telling you about my journey, you'll understand what I'm referring to as I just bring you there. Basically, when I started off as a software engineer, the opportunity to actually write for a living was the dream.
Right.
Because I've enjoyed it. I've always idolized so many writers, authors.
Mhm.
And then when I got that chance finally, of course it wasn't an easy decision,
Right.
but in my head it was an easy decision. Like,
Correct.
I have to do this,
Correct.
right? But then when when I entered that job field, when I have been in this job field for almost 8 to 9 years now, gradually it becomes something where you start to look back and reconsider that, hey, would my 8 year back self be happy
Yeah.
with what I'm doing right now? Did
Correct.
did I box myself in?
Correct.
I wanted to be a writer.
Yeah.
Now I just do something very hyper specific in
Exactly.
that zone.
Yeah.
So you have actually like touched on something very relevant that I do almost constantly think about.
Yeah.
And
how do you feel when you feel that, okay, you're stuck in a rut? What do you feel like doing that time?
You want the honest answer? I mean, it does get frustrating.
Absolutely.
It does get frustrating.
I would be surprised if it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it does get a little taxing at some points where I start to feel that I've actually compromised with my creative side.
Correct.
I do creative work day in, day out. I mean,
but it's not the creative work that you wanted to do.
Correct. Like at some point, see, I'm a tech enthusiast. I mean, if I weren't a writer, I would be a tech guy.
Yeah.
As evidenced by my time as a tech
You'll
journalist.
have a screwdriver stuck in your pocket and
absolutely. So even when I look at my work, I have an approach in terms of how do I logically solve this. So when I look at the creative work that I have to do on a day-to-day basis for to
the brands,
it becomes very functional.
Yes, exactly.
And in my head, it feels like, okay, it can be automated.
Yeah.
Which, in fact, right now we are going through a very interesting phase where it is being automated, right? With your tools like ChatGPT.
And do you then go into that phase where you're like, will I be relevant 5 years down the line?
I mean, if I tell you I don't think that,
I'll be lying.
Then either I am lying or I am
delusional.
Really delusional. I don't want to be perceived as the latter. I mean,
so what do you do when you are going through these thoughts? I'm pretty sure they'll be very exhausting mentally. What helps you get through them, and what are you doing to get away from them?
So basically, the only way I have figured out to get around this is to indulge my creativity beyond a work context.
Correct.
Right. So it sounds it will sound like a very generic answer, but I try to take up as many projects, as many small creative explorations, I would say, beyond say writing for a living. So that to me means poetry. That to me means working on my own novel. I have been working on a novel since almost 5.5 years, which, by the way,
are we going to see it anytime soon?
That's what I was just going to say. The time 5.5 years can be perceived both ways. He's working so hard since years, or he's just taking his own sweet time to do this.
You're just procrastinating.
Yes,
maybe.
I'll just tell you, the second one is true. I've just been taking a really long time. I have something around 35,000 words done, but in fact, a few months back, I sat with that novel, the draft, and I was like, what am I doing? Why is this still at 30,000 words? Yeah. Why is it still where it was 2 years ago? So I have done something small in between to basically egg me on. I have sent that novel to a small group of readers, around me.
Like a teaser source, like give like a preface, preview feedback.
Correct. So basically, that would be my answer to what do I do when it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
I have figured out that the only way to get around that is to put yourself out there.
Right.
If you feel you're not doing something that is creatively satisfying to you, for me that value is creativity. To you, it can be some other like value that you hold true to. The whole idea is to get around that. You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a risk for me because I knew that that thing I'm sending out, even to 5-6 of my very close people in my reading circle, even then I felt that, okay, these guys are going to judge me.
Yeah.
I know the faults in this. I know it's not finished. But I also knew that if I don't put this out there, I have 5 fewer people asking me, "Hey, what happened to your novel?"
Yeah.
I'm just answerable to myself in the
Correct.
mirror, and people do say that, okay, you are your own biggest critic. But I also feel it's the easiest to silence yourself.
Yeah.
You can't silence people in front of you asking
Yeah.
you that, hey, that novel was nice, or hey, that novel was very bad. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So either way, you want to do something to answer these people. That's what I mean. It sounds like a very counterintuitive thing to do.
Yeah.
That why should your validation be purely external? But it helps.
I think it just helps you. It's not about validation, but I think somewhere down the line it makes you accountable.
It does. It does. Now I see. I don't know if I ever will finish that novel. I
Right.
want to. I want to. But even if I don't, I want to know that I didn't let it sit on my laptop. I at least gave it some life. Then life happened
Yeah.
to me.
Correct.
Even if I am not able to finish it, but then I would know I gave it my best shot.
So, what you talk about, the external validation,
Yeah.
I personally also feel that way.
Yeah.
I remember when I was recovering from my injury,
Okay.
and I started posting a little bit on my Instagram
Yeah.
about my workout routine, home workout, COVID lockdown,
Yeah,
वो सब चालू था वो time पे, and 3-4 people they just texted me, hey, dude, pretty inspiring that you're coming back from that kind of an injury, and you're trying to do something.
Yeah.
And that 3-4 people became to 30 soon.
Nice.
And then I realized that this thing is much bigger than me
Yeah.
now, and almost everyone thinks that I post to flaunt and everything, and partly yes, I would lie that I don't do it to flaunt.
Yeah.
I've earned it.
Yeah.
From a skinny 52 kg boy to somewhere where I am right now. It's been a long journey, but also from a matter of point where I feel that I'm inspiring people,
Yeah.
and that again is very accountable. So similarly, I'm putting myself out there,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to face the critics.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the good and the bad, they both happen.
Absolutely.
You have to face them both.
Absolutely.
And there's no escape from it.
Absolutely.
And I feel unless and until you put yourself out there, you can't progress.
No, you can't. You can't. It's really. I mean, the people who no harm intended, but the people who sort of look at stuff like this, stuff like you sharing your, I would say, accomplishments or even your daily activities,
Yeah.
me sharing maybe some of the stuff I write or
Yeah.
some of the work I've done, and basically perceive it as flaunting.
I like to keep them away.
Absolutely. I mean, that is purely a negative energy.
Exactly.
It's not like I don't want you to tell me anything bad, but it has to be productive.
Productive.
If you think I'm doing something bad, tell me how to improve.
Correct. Exactly. Tell me I'm bad. Okay, I'm ready to take it. It's bad. Tell me what you want me to improve.
Correct.
Right. I am okay with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, honestly, social media is a purely a public forum.
Yeah.
You have a lot of control on, at least in your circle, what you can see and what you can't see. If you don't like what I'm putting out, if someone doesn't
unfollow, blog,
they have their own ways to ignore it. It's, in fact, if you look
I think people just do that because they want to have that holier than thou kind of an approach to you. Like, I know more than you, listen to me.
True, and there is a funnier angle to this, if you actually see the way Instagram or any such, platform reacts to how you interact with it,
Yeah.
it will show you more of the content
know,
that you
right?
watch, right?
अरे नहीं देखना है मेरे को.
So if you are organically watching something more, only then वो
Yeah.
ज़्यादा दिखेगा आपको.
Yeah.
So आपको देखना भी है और उससे दिक्कत भी है.
Correct.
So either you decide.
Yeah, you decide where you want to
Correct.
go, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
I mean, I follow some 500 accounts on Instagram. Do I see all of their content?
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So cool. I think we've spoken a lot about Instagram and content and people.
Yeah.
People being assholes.
Yeah. True.
And good ones, of course.
Yeah.
Right,
Absolutely.
yeah. So you said you were an engineer. You got into content.
Yeah.
And you were not. You're not originally from Mumbai.
No, I'm not.
Right. So you want to touch base upon like how the journey has been moving across cities and whether or not you like Bombay.
Absolutely. Short answer, absolutely love Bombay. The journey has been quite interesting, actually. I have been born and brought up, born in Jharkhand, but I don't have any memories of that, of course, because the first 2 years, then I was brought up in West Bengal. Then even graduated from like West Bengal only. Graduated from. I spent 4 years in the beautiful city of joy, or Calcutta. From there, I got my first job in Hyderabad, where I spent 1.5 years. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. West, South, and then after Hyderabad, I have been in Mumbai since the past 7 years.
Right.
Mumbai has been my longest stay. That itself as
For
a data
work.
point. Yeah, for work, but I mean, I of course I can move to another city,
Yeah.
right? I can apply to jobs in another city.
Absolutely.
But I never really felt like it.
You want to
Mumbai
move
has
out from here.
Yeah, Mumbai has always felt like home. I mean, I did not think I would feel this way for a city after Calcutta. Uh, it's a lovely place, but Mumbai has been like transformative for me. I mean, I would tell you a little, I mean, not to criticize any place, but I knew that I will be moving out of West Bengal, of, Calcutta, when I was studying as well. Because I have an
You're-
older sister
Yeah.
who has worked in Calcutta.
Okay.
And see, it's not like I'm not going to go out there and, speak to 100 people, do a survey and everything.
Yeah.
I will listen to someone close to me.
Yeah, absolutely. You
And-
you become a byproduct of things that happen in your house
Absolutely,
or
absolutely.
your closest of friends.
Absolutely. From her circles, from everywhere, everyone I tried to speak to, the general idea I drew that, okay, if I can move out, I should at least explore.
Correct.
I can always come back. There is home there.
Correct.
Right? So that led me to Hyderabad. Hyderabad is also a wonderful place, especially if you're in the IT sector, it's booming.
But you aren't in IT sector.
I was in the IT
You
sector.
were.
I
Yeah.
was in the IT sector back then. That was my first job as a software engineer for almost 1.5 years. Lovely food.
I'm sure.
Lovely food.
I'm sure.
People are also a lot like really good there. But then the whole city of dreams thing, not to sound too cliched, but the city of dreams sort of gave me my first shot at my dream. Got the chance to work here as a writer.
So the metaphor became a reality for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would not say that was my first, meeting with this city. I have had relatives here. I did visit a couple of times.
You've been a tourist.
Yes, I've been a tourist. I've been a visitor. 2-3 days, 4-5 days at a stretch. But then
Now you
when
contribute to the taxes.
I contribute to the taxes, and I complain about the jams. So
All the best.
absolutely, absolutely.
For reference, we stay near JVLR, so I think that's enough said.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, one thing I truly believe about Mumbai, why I have basically fallen in love, with this city so much, is that it is, not to sound too technical, it is a solution-oriented city. I feel it is a solution-oriented city. If you want to do something here, and you have the drive to do it, there is some way you can do it.
You just got to find a way.
You got to find a way. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. But it's like that has been a huge difference from other cities, that I feel that there is a way.
No, actually, that's true. You will have options available for everything that you want to do.
Yeah.
You just have to go out there, make some few phone calls, or even do a whole walkathon to actually find it. But you will find a solution.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely.
Amazing. So, we'll wind it up. I think we've covered pretty much base on everything. But any quick advice on anything? There'll be people about pursuing their passion, or people who want to move to Mumbai from any other city, or finding a place to stay in Bombay, or anything that you want to touch base upon, or you want to tell people who are figuring it out yet.
Absolutely. So basically, see, I can only speak from experience.
That's all we want.
Absolutely. If you get a chance to follow, I think summarize this in basically 3 points. If you get a chance to follow what you love doing,
right,
as a profession, do it early.
Right.
Because see, any more time you wait, no matter when you get that chance, the more time you wait, the harder it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right? The harder and the worse the regret will be.
Yeah.
if you don't do it. But then also consider your practicalities. I fortunately had a very good support system.
That I think is a
Despite
very major thing in taking risk. I would say
absolutely,
you need a
absolutely,
good support system. You need a good backing. You need
absolutely,
tremendous. I would say, if I put it very bluntly out there, financial backup.
absolutely, absolutely. I would not say that every single person I knew and cared for me was happy with, like, with my decisions, but I would also have to give it that at no point of time did I have to worry that, okay, if I take this, decision, I will have to fundamentally fight for survival.
Right.
So that is a cushion.
Yeah.
So if you have a cushion like this, respect it. Uh,
Correct.
Take, to sound a bit selfish, take advantage of it while you
Yeah.
can. While you have that net, and especially in a place like Mumbai, that will help.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, I'm not a public transport friendly person. I'm not someone who can make the most of Mumbai and what it offers, even today. So if you are coming to a city like this where your dreams will be fulfilled if you work hard, be prepared to work hard
Yeah.
if you can. I mean, that's what it's going to take. I still haven't made it. I hope I will. But whatever I know is the third point. Basically, I think I've covered one and two vaguely. Third point would be that be prepared to be happy. You don't always have to wait till you're successful. You have to find your happy points along the way. Like,
Yeah.
even today, I know I have not finished a novel, but I know that people know that I write well. People know that I'm a creative person, and they respect my opinion.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. So you have to find your happiness along the way.
I think just going to elaborate a little bit over there. Rather, not elaborate. I'll talk a bit about on that last point.
Yeah.
I have been told this by a lot of people of late. Like, "तू इतना खुश क्यों रहता है आजकल?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. I'm not. It's not like I'm happy. I'm at peace with what I do.
Yeah.
What I am, and a lot of people, misinterpret it as I am complacent.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of people think that okay, ये खुश है जिंदगी में,
हाँ.
बस इसको सुख है, अभी कुछ जरूरत नहीं, इसको ये बस हो गया.
Happy go lucky types.
हाँ. People think that you're complacent. A lot of people
like-
misinterpret you being chill
Yeah.
to you being complacent, where I think that it's so totally wrong.
Yeah.
Just because I'm happy where I am doesn't
Yeah.
mean that I don't want more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, like, how I'll tell you how people say, "Oh, you're so lucky."
It's not like
Oh, you're so lucky. You have such a nice, you have such a nice life or something.
Yeah.
People tend to say these things. I know maybe they have like good intentions in mind, but I make it a point to tell them that, hey, thank you, but it's not luck.
Yeah.
I've worked hard.
Exactly.
I have people around me have worked hard
Exactly.
to support me,
Absolutely.
to make this happen.
You cannot do things on your own, and you would be lying to yourself if you tell this that, oh, I am the only one who's been able to do this by myself. That's so
Never,
wrong.
never,
There are
never.
so many indirect factors that affect your growth.
Yeah.
And you always should have gratitude, I feel,
Absolutely.
because if you don't have gratitude, that hampers your growth.
Absolutely. No, I'm damn sure. If I didn't have my support system, if I didn't have my partner, my family, my friends, I would still be a pretty sad software engineer somewhere in a cubicle.
ऐसे laptop ऐसा बैठा रहेगा, करता रहेगा.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, no hurt intended to whoever enjoys that.
But it's not something that you wanted. That
I
is why you
never
would have been
wanted.
sad.
I would be sad. I would be
Yeah.
sad because I would be in a wrong place.
Yeah.
So absolutely, gratitude will get you everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, perfect. Thank you for your time. Lovely
Amazing.
chatting up.
Anytime.
We do this every day, but first time we did it in, with recording cameras and everything.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
I think if we, keep a camera in our car when we every day,
Yeah.
it'll be like a lifelong content piece.
Absolutely, carpool edition. Figure it out, carpool edition. Absolutely.
You should actually try and do that someday, like a live session.
Sure, sure.
With a lot, but the only problem will be we won't be able to censor out a lot of things from there.
True. And see, that works internationally for a specific reason. It won't work on Indian streets.
I'll upload it with restricted to India.
Absolutely. Great. It was really nice talking to you. Man.
Yeah, same here. Also, thank you for tuning in, guys, and trying to bring you a lot more episodes soon. I would be lying if I say a lot more. I haven't planned beyond 3 more now. So yeah, I have 2 more lined up. Yeah, so let's see. I'll keep figuring out more people, and the only thing is that I can bring in people, but I want it to be relatable, and that is taking a little bit of time. And obviously, I have stuff to do at my own end as well. But yeah, hope you enjoy the content, and your engagement on the content pieces means a lot. That motivates me, honestly. So yeah, stay good, take care, and keep figuring it out.